She pretends she's standing up for the working people. But the truth is, she's cozying up to Wall Street. Baldwin's girlfriend is a Wall Street executive who helps the rich avoid paying taxes and benefited from the massive bailouts Tammy voted for. Tammy and her girlfriend get richer while we struggle. Tammy Baldwin is a fraud.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
A suspected Venezuelan gang member who was arrested for domestic battery.
Violently attacked a woman physically and sexually.
The border crisis is real here in Wisconsin.
Criminal gangs harming our community.
We're stretched thin. Open borders and weak politicians are crushing us.
Rebecca Cook is one of them. She doesn't back law enforcement. She'll never secure the border. She doesn't even want to.
That's why we stand with Derek Van Orton. He has our back.
And I've got yours. I'm Derek Van Orton, and I approve this message.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this message.
Taco John's new 2 for $5 Fiesta Chicken Tacos are here to Fiesta. Grilled all white made chicken is here to Fiesta. And creamy Fiesta sauce is obviously here to Fiesta. That's kind of its thing. New 2 for $5 Fiesta Chicken Tacos at Taco John's.
Every Cape Cod original chip is made with just potatoes, oil, and sea salt. And yet, there's nothing else like it. Cape Cod chips. Savor what's special.
What happened to Tammy Baldwin? She's changed and now sides with the extreme left. Baldwin supports forcing Wisconsin women's domestic violence shelters to admit biological men who claim to identify as women, making survivors of domestic violence sleep in the same building as men. And Baldwin supported efforts to allow sex change surgeries for minor children. Tammy Baldwin, she's changed, and she's just too extreme for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Manufacturing is the backbone of the Wisconsin economy. Corporations try to outsource our jobs, and Pat Schneider is doing nothing to stop them. Schneider voted to kill a Buy American bill that would have protected Wisconsin jobs. And that's not all. Schneider voted to cut $1.4 billion from public schools and against a tax cut for working families. He gets it. He's one of us.
Growing up around Wausau, my family worked hard to make ends meet. Today, it's even harder for the middle class. That's why I'll fight to create more jobs and lower costs.
Wisconsin Broadcasters Foundation Student Scholarship Program.
Live from Rhinelander, this is News Watch 12 Weekends, the Northwood's best news, with Jake Force, meteorologist Conrad Savinsky, and Will Haraldson with sports. News from where you live starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jake Force. The Green Bay Packers were back in action today, taking on the pesky Arizona Cardinals squad. This one was important for head coach Matt LaFleur and company as they look to keep in the NFL's best division. Newswatch 12's Will Haraldson was in Green Bay for the big game and has the recap.
It was a rainy day at Lambeau Field as the Green Bay Packers welcomed in the Arizona Cardinals for an NFC North versus NFC West matchup. This was a big game for the Green and Gold as they look to keep pace in the division and also sneak into that playoff picture. It was a sloppy first drive by both teams as each side would have to punt on their opening possessions. However, thanks to great field possession, Green Bay would find pay dirt first as Jordan Love connects with Jaden Reed for the 5-yard score. The very next drive for Green Bay, they start the second quarter with a bang as on third down, Love connects with Romeo Dobbs and he fights his way into the end zone for the score, and the Packers go up 14-0. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur said it was great to see Dobbs back in the end zone.
He made some great plays. The first reception he had was a 19-yarder over the middle. That doesn't happen unless your O-line gives Jordan all day to make that throw. It's a big-time credit to the line. It's a big-time credit to Rome to keep going on the route.
The offense didn't stop there for Green Bay. Still in the second, 17-0 Packers, and Love is going deep to Christian Watson, and he hauls it in and goes into the end zone for the score, and the Packers are rolling. Packers quarterback Jordan Love had this to say about the offense.
We're always going to take it 1 week at a time, but based on the last couple games, not playing complete games, not playing great complementary ball. I think this was a great team effort, in all phases.
In the second half, it's 24-13, and the Packers are trying to put this one away. Love takes the snap, instant pressure in his face, and he throws one up to Romeo Doubs, who hauls it in and goes into the end zone for his second score. Packers would go on to win this one 34-13. Coach LaFleur had this to say about the team's overall performance.
Well, we talked about coming into this game just playing 4 quarters of complementary football, and I thought that was about as good as we could have done it. There's always stuff that we can clean up, but I thought all in all, just the effort from start to finish, the focus from start to finish is a great formula for winning football.
So the Packers pick up the win and are now 4-2 on the season, and will look to keep this momentum going into next week when they welcome in the Houston Texans. That's going to do it for now, but my partner Drew Chelly will have more on the Green and Gold's receiver play in today's game. But reporting in Green Bay, I'm Will Harrelson, Newswatch 12.
All right, Will, thanks so much. We're learning more about a man arrested near former President Donald Trump's campaign rally in Coachella, California. The event took place on Saturday. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department says deputies arrested 49-year-old Vem Miller of Las Vegas. Investigators say Miller was sitting in an SUV at a checkpoint near the rally. They said he had illegal weapons on him that included a loaded handgun, a shotgun, and a high-capacity magazine. Authorities detained Miller, and he was jailed, but he later posted $5,000 bail and walked free. The Sheriff's Department is still investigating the incident. Well, meteorologist Conrad Sapinski joins us now. And Conrad, we finally got some rain out there today.
Jake, yes, we did have another rainy day out there for today. A lot more rainfall than what we've had the last several weeks, right? All of this is, of course, still in the region, but things are going to continue to clear up. Now, morning lows, though, once again on the chilly end. Our average should be a little bit warmer than that, right around 36, 37 degrees, back at around 35 in Tomahawk, 34 here in town, which doesn't happen often that Rhinelander's cooler than Tomahawk, but that is exactly what happened this morning. And ago, you saw those pockets of cooler air as well, even down south into central parts of the state. Shawano, Wapaka, Wisconsin Rapids, you saw temperatures in the 30s. Our average now back at around 35, 36 degrees. Average high right around 56 degrees. Now look at that record high, 81 degrees back in 1956. Nice and toasty, right? Well, that was not the case for our area. Only back in the mid 40s, some upper 40s, low 50s down south into central parts of the state. Now overnight tonight, though, we're going to continue to cool off with the lows closer to average back in those mid-30s with some scattered showers. Jake?
Thanks, Conrad. Some 300 people have been killed in the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza since the beginning of the latest Israeli ground operation in the area 9 days ago. That's according to a statement from the Gaza government media office on Sunday. The Israeli military reinvaded Jabalia earlier this month after saying there were signs of, quote, the presence of terrorists and terror infrastructure in the area, unquote. This is the third time the IDF has launched a ground operation in the Jabalia camp. The director of the Kamal Adwan Hospital, which is the closest medical facility to Jabalia, said medical teams in the hospital were overwhelmed by the high number of casualties that keep arriving. He said the hospital currently has enough fuel for just 10 days. The IDF said it asked people in the area to evacuate, although many locals have said it was too dangerous to try to leave. Rami Nasser, who was forced to flee Jabalia on Saturday, said it was very difficult to find shelter because there was heavy bombing and no internet connection in the area. But Israel also still a target as more than 60 people were injured and several of them critically in a drone attack in northern Israel, according to first responders. The Lebanese-based terrorist organization Hezbollah has claimed responsibility for the attack. The attack was in Ben Yamina, which is about 30 miles north of Tel Aviv, and it's about 40 miles from the border with Lebanon. Video here shows the chaotic scene in an Israeli hospital following the strike. There were no immediate official reports of deaths from the attack, but the high number of injuries reported makes it one of the bloodiest since the war started last October. There are less than 4 weeks left before Election Day, and the battleground sprint is about to kick off into overdrive. Karen Kaifa offers a look at the big political names hitting the trail and the campaign roadmap ahead.
Every vote counts, but voters in 2024's key battleground states can expect a little more attention between now and November 5th.
Thank you, Pennsylvania.
It's good to be back in Michigan. The candidates are becoming more frequent flyers to Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, North Carolina, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, zeroing in on the issues they feel will resonate most with each state's voters, like the economy and manufacturing in Michigan.
We will ensure that the next generation of breakthroughs, from advanced batteries to electric vehicles, are not only invented but built right here.
I intend for the triumph of the American auto industry to be among my greatest legacies. I want it to be a legacy.
And immigration in Arizona.
We ought to focus on our own people and put their interests first. That's what the American leadership exists for.
This issue should not divide us. It should unite us.
And getting help from high-profile allies like former President Barack Obama's first campaign stop for Vice President Kamala Harris in Pittsburgh Thursday.
She doesn't have concepts for a plan. She has an actual plan to make your life better.
On Wednesday, former President Donald Trump said no to another debate with Harris before Election Day. That means no more head-to-head events.
We don't have a tentpole event between now and the end, between now and the finish line.
And leaves candidates to put their ground games to the test.
Preparation for the Lights of the Northwoods is officially underway. We'll have more on the Halloween prep after Weather with Conrad when we come back on Newswatch 12.
This is Ford Truck Month with big offers on the trucks that don't subscribe to the word impossible. Like the off-road ready Ranger, the adaptable Maverick, plus F-Series, America's best-selling trucks featuring the 2024 Ford F-150 and Super Duty, the North American Truck of the Year, all with offers that make owning one possible. This is Ford Truck Month. Choose FlexBuy on F-150 and get 1.9 APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 FlexBuy and $1,000 open bonus cash. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Kamala opened our borders and supported amnesty for illegal immigrants, making them eligible for Social Security and Medicare. Their open borders will bankrupt Social Security and Medicare, hurting American seniors. Senator Baldwin supports making illegals eligible for free benefits and voted for higher taxes on Social Security. Now she's lying about Eric Hovde again. The truth, Eric Hovde will always protect Social Security.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. They've always taken care of me. But when they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. So they sent me this Hollywood trainer. Oh, this guy's no joke. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Now let's try burpees.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular. Current customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $400 off any tablet.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. We don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Billionaire banker Eric Hovde has a plan for Social Security.
Do you favor either raising the retirement age or cutting benefits?
I favor both.
Raising the retirement age?
You have to start changing the retirement age.
Hovde wants to raise the retirement age as high as 72. And Hovde just proposed cutting Social Security by 28%, costing the average beneficiary more than $6,000 a year. Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
All All right, folks, happy Sunday. We made it, right? It's the weekend. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. A little bit cooler at that, right? We're at least seeing those fall colors, even all the way down south Atlanta, Georgia. You're seeing at least some fall foliage. And in our neck of the woods, look at that. A little bit more of that red showing up, which means peak colors all over the Northwoods. And then that cutoff is right about where Wausau's out. South of that, that's where we're seeing some color. Still got a long ways to go, especially into northwest suburbs of Chicago. I was talking to my family. They're seeing some low color outside. Still lots of green on the trees. Now, with the temperatures being on the up and down ride, right? Crisp starts to the morning, warmer days, lots of sunshine. That is a perfect combination for all those beautiful, gorgeous colors outside. And you can see out here, the temperatures have been on that roller coaster ride up and down. Some days we've been cooler. Most of the days we've been above average. But now we're going to be in that consistent below average temperature trend, back only in the 40s Monday into Tuesday. Finally, warmer by Wednesday, closer to average high for this time of year, and then right back up into well above average territory starting Thursday. Like I promised you, my friends, those 60s will be back in the forecast even right around next weekend. Now, we've been warm and we've been dry. That's why we're seeing some drought conditions still in our area. More on that moderate to severe drought in the Northwoods. A little bit more of a lighter drought into central parts of the state. But as we continue to stay, for the most part, on the drier end the next couple of weeks, we will continue to see the drought still in our area. But finally, some relief on the way. And it's been here the last 24 hours, and that is in the form of that rain. So a lot of it to go. And that is going to continue to track into the northeast, where Maine is going to see maybe even some rain and snow mixing in there as well. We're going to see our own share of snow. Yes, I said it, four-letter word snow, more like flurries, I should say, throughout the day on Monday, as you can see right here in the Northwoods, the little change in colors that is showing maybe even some flurries mixing in there as well. We're not looking at any accumulations. Don't get those snow plows ready just yet. This is a guarantee for me, my friends. We are going to stay in the clear, but at least some flurries will be back. And even in those evening to overnight hours on Monday, still some flurries possibly mixing in there in the Northwoods especially. Then we start to finally clear up by Tuesday morning. And then throughout the day on Tuesday, maybe just a few sprinkles. Other than that, that sunshine will be making a return. Now, lots of gusty winds, especially in the southern parts of the state, central parts of Wisconsin as well. Marshfield, Wisconsin Rapids, a solid 20+ mile an hour sustained wind. We're going to continue to see those winds on the lighter end overnight into the day tomorrow. Now, by Tuesday morning, a little bit more of a gusty wind will be back in the forecast, where wind gusts up to 25 miles an hour will be back. For tonight, though, mid-30s outside, mostly cloudy skies, a few scattered showers in the area. Other than that, we're dry. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show that warm-up on the way, with 60s making a return starting Thursday. Jake?
Thanks, Conrad. The National Border Patrol Council has decided to endorse former President Donald Trump. They made the announcement tonight at Trump's campaign rally in Arizona. The president of the organization, Paul Perez, says Trump has always stood with the thousands of men and women who protect the border. Trump says he will hire 10,000 new Border Patrol agents and ask Congress to give all agents a 10% raise. While it is spooky season throughout the country, the winter holidays are on the minds of many, and preparation for Lights of the Northwoods has already begun. Newswatch 12's Austin Carisu has more.
It's just something we think it's community pride.
The Lights of the Northwoods is in its 8th annual year, located at Hodag Park in Rhinelander. Preparation starts in October in order to make sure all the displays are ready by opening day.
We start October 1st. We have to finish by the 1st of December. We maintain the stuff all through the 30-day period, December 1st through the 31st, and then we have fireworks on the January 1st that evening.
The entire setup has roughly 200 figures in the displays that add up to roughly 85 different displays.
And then we got Christmas trees we make ourselves that we put up as well. I think we have 65 of those. Decorate the trees as best we can. We get help from WPS and others with their extensions there to get the big trees decorated, and the rest of them are done by poles.
The setup and takedown of the displays is done with the help of roughly 250 volunteers and different organizations.
But it's a community thing. We encourage it. Last year, I think we had 18 groups working with us, between collecting, putting up, taking down, that whole gamut.
The event runs from December 1st until January 1st, and people can take a trip to the displays as many times as they would like throughout that time period. Lights of the Northwoods is also still searching for volunteers to help set up the displays.
It's really a good team-building effort for groups. If you haven't done it, you got to have somebody to lead. You got to have somebody doing the different parts. It's a good thing for kids. So sports groups, any group that wants to do a team effort, this is a good thing. But you got to let us know ahead of time so we can utilize you and you can utilize us for your team effort.
Reporting in Rhinelander, Austin Creasute, Newswatch 12.
Thanks, Austin. President Biden was in Florida today to assess the damage of Hurricane Milton. We'll have more on details on his visit when we come back here on Newswatch 12.
It seems like everyone in Washington is either too far left or too far right. I'm Rebecca Cook, and like most folks in Wisconsin, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'll stand up to Democrats to fight for a secure border and stop wasteful spending. I'll stand up to extremists like Derek Van Orden, who wants to ban all abortions with no exceptions. Like you, I'm fed up and ready for change. I approve this message because it's time that we sent one of us to Congress.
This Friday through Monday only, everyone gets up to 50% off list, plus an extra 15% off already reduced prices. It's Slumberland's Customer Appreciation Sale. Get our best discounts of the whole year. October 11th through 14th, shop our wide range of furniture and mattresses, plus half off full service delivery and up to 50% off, plus an extra 15%. Friday through Monday, the Customer Appreciation Sale. Only at Slumberland Furniture. Our best discounts of the whole year.
I'm sick and tired of getting ripped off by career politicians. And Tammy Baldwin, she's one of the worst. Baldwin's in bed with Wall Street. While she sleeps in her girlfriend's $1 million condo in New York City, Wisconsin families are getting hammered by high inflation and handouts for illegal immigrants. Tammy and her girlfriend are living large while Wisconsin families foot the bill. Frankly, it's time for Tammy Baldwin to go.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
Wind Senate is responsible for the content of this message.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Insulate your home and keep the cold air out with Owens Corning Pink Foamular Insulation Panels. These panels are available in many different sizes to fit any project. Get this pre-cut panel today for $9.99 after rebate. Loctite Power Grab heavy-duty adhesive is high strength, paintable, and is easy to use with 0-second instant grab. A 9-ounce tube is $2.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Taco John's new 2 for $5 Fiesta Chicken Tacos are here to Fiesta. Grilled all white-made chicken is here to Fiesta. And creamy Fiesta sauce is obviously here to Fiesta. That's kind of its thing. New 2 for $5 Fiesta Chicken Tacos at Taco John's.
President Joe Biden is once again touring hurricane damage in Florida. Earlier this month, Biden toured damage from Hurricane Helene in Florida's Big Bend region. And on Sunday, he was in Tampa-St. Petersburg region touring damage from Hurricane Milton. It comes as the president and other leaders have urged Congress to work to pass additional funding for disaster relief programs. Brian Abel has the latest.
President Joe Biden making yet another trip to hurricane-damaged communities in Florida.
I'm here in Florida for the second time in 2 weeks, and to survey the damage from another catastrophic storm, Hurricane Milton.
Biden visited hard-hit St. Petersburg on Sunday and met with residents and first responders. It comes just 10 days after the president was in Florida's Big Bend region surveying the damage caused by Hurricane Helene. He encouraged those affected by the storms and saying it's time to put politics aside.
Moments like this, we come together to take care of each other, not as Democrats or Republicans, but as Americans.
Biden has frequently been in touch with Republican leaders, including the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. The visit comes as the president and other leaders urge Congress to pass additional funding for disaster relief programs.
We need Congress to act swiftly to fund FEMA and specifically its disaster relief fund because hurricane season is not over.
Biden also announced a major funding to help those impacted by the storms.
Today, I'm proud to announce $612 million to 6 new cutting-edge projects to support communities impacted by Hurricane Helene and Milton.
That funding will be used to help enhance and upgrade the nation's power grid. Nearly 1 million people across Florida still remain without power. Brian Abel reporting.
The Green Bay Packers left Lambeau Field today with yet another win. Coming up on Newswatch 12, Saul Meyer will be here to break down the state of the absolutely red-hot NFC North Division.
Today, it's even harder for the middle class.
And Yiling Zhang will only make things worse. A government takeover of healthcare, eliminating private health insurance, defunding police. And career politician Zhang loves increasing your taxes. As supervisor and school board member, Zhang increased your property tax bill, all while increasing his own pay on your dime, too. Yiling Zhang's destructive policies are making things
even harder for the middle class.
Come on, Zhang is just wrong for Wausau.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
WinSenate is responsible for the content of this message.
Arthritis, high blood pressure, breast cancer. Almost everyone has a pre-existing condition and could lose health insurance if Derek Van Orden and Washington insiders get their way. They take money from big insurance companies, then try to strip coverage for pre-existing conditions. Van Orden and Washington insiders don't care about you, so if you get sick, you get dropped. Time to drop Derek Van Orden and these Washington insiders from Congress.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
At Cellcom, new and existing customers can take advantage of our free phones deal. It's the perfect time to buy your child's first phone, replace your teen's phone, or treat yourself to a new model. We'll keep you connected to who and what matters most and help you stay on budget. Stop in or shop online to view our full lineup of free phones. When you choose Cellcom, you know that we go where you go. It's technology with a heartbeat. Visit Cellcom.com for details and enjoy big savings.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
What happened to Tammy Baldwin? She's changed and now sides with the extreme left. Baldwin supports forcing Wisconsin women's domestic violence shelters to admit biological men who claim to identify as women, making survivors of domestic violence sleep in the same building as men. And Baldwin supported efforts to allow sex change surgeries for minor children. Tammy Baldwin, she's changed, and she's just too extreme for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Green Bay Packers have had an interesting road at wide receiver position through the first couple of weeks for this season. It took an even more unusual turn last weekend when Romeo Doubs was suspended for the win against the Los Angeles Rams. And today, with Doubs and Christian Watson back from injury, that group turned in their best performance of the 2024 season, with the Packers putting together arguably their best performance in the 2024 season with their 34-13 win over the Arizona Cardinals. Newswatch 12's Drew Chelly has more.
The moments of having Jordan Love and his top three receivers on the field over the last 2 years have been few and far between here in Green Bay. But today, the full arsenal was out on Lambeau Field, and they were as advertised as the Packers rolled to a 34-13 win over the Arizona Cardinals. Romeo Doubs, after what has been a difficult last 2 weeks, was back in the end zone twice today. After the scores, it was a warm reaction from his fellow receivers, something that didn't weigh lightly on the wideout.
You know, it was a lot of stuff going on, and, you know, they were supporting me throughout that time. So, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into this, but, you know, I'm forever grateful and I'm forever thankful.
The big plays kept coming from this group. Christian Watson, back from injury, was able to hit the big one in the first half on this 44-yard TD toss from Love. A play call that wasn't in the game plan, but developed as expected.
100%. I mean, that was something that we didn't even have a game plan. That was something that we kind of, you know, we felt how they were playing that throughout the game up to that point, and we knew we could take a shot. So, yeah, I mean, as soon as we called the play, I knew that it was coming. So I was just, you know, doing everything I can to catch it and get in the end zone.
The third piece of the puzzle, Jaden Reed had a touchdown of his own in the game. The score gave the Packers the first points of the afternoon. Reed caught all 6 passes that came his way in the win. Doubs capped the day with his second touchdown in the second half. The fourth touchdown Love threw on the day. All 4 were caught by wide receivers. That trio combined for all 4 Packers scores. So a major step in the right direction for this Packers passing game, which for the first time since Brazil had their starting quarterback and full complement of wide receivers on the field for the whole game. Now the Packers move to 4-2. Next week they'll look for their 3rd win in a row when they host the Houston Texans. Here at Lambeau Field, I'm Drew Shelley, Newswatch 12.
Thanks for that, Drew. The Minnesota Vikings were on a bye this week, and 2 other NFC North teams were in action, as well as the Packers. The Detroit Lions took on the Dallas Cowboys, and the Chicago Bears took on the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. Both of these games were blowouts in favor of the NFC North teams. The Bears took down the Jaguars 35-16 in England, and the Lions took down the Cowboys 47-9 in America, specifically Dallas. Now let's take a look at the NFC North standings after the 3-0 week for the division. The Minnesota Vikings are still in first place and undefeated after their bye week. After them, a 4-1 Detroit Lions and a tie for 3rd place between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers, who are each 4-2. But the Chicago Bears hold the tiebreaker because the Packers have played and lost to a divisional team, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Bears haven't. And let's move on from the pros to the preps and take a look at the Great Northern Conference football standings 1 week before the end of the regular season. And for the first time since 2020, the Medford Raiders have won the conference title. For now, at least a share of the GNC, but they can clinch it outright this Friday if they take down Mosinee in Mosinee. Conversely, though, if Mosinee beats Medford at home, they will be co-conference champions. Mosinee's streak of consecutive conference titles will move to 4 straight seasons. We'll be right back after the break.
Billionaire banker Eric Hovde has a plan for Social Security.
Do you favor either raising the retirement age or cutting benefits? I favor both.
Raising the retirement age?
You have to start changing the retirement age.
Hovde wants to raise the retirement age as high as 72. And Hovde just proposed cutting Social Security by 28%, costing the average beneficiary more than $6,000 a year. Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Why take the hit on this 2024 GMC when you can save $7,000 on this used 2023? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Come out to Len's Truck today. We have hundreds of high-quality used trucks, all priced to move. Go now to lenstruck.com. That's lenstruck.com.
Len's Truck. Len's Truck. We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
100 Republicans who worked in national security for Presidents Reagan, both Bushes, and for President Trump, now endorsing Harris for president.
She came up as a prosecutor
an attorney general, into the Senate. She has the kind of character that's going to be necessary in the presidency.
Vice President Harris is standing in the breach at a critical moment in our nation's history. We have a shared commitment as Americans to do what's right for this country. This year, I am proudly casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Former generals, secretaries of defense, secretaries of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, CIA directors, and National Security Council leaders under Democratic and Republican presidents, Republican members of Congress, and even former Trump administration officials agree there's only one candidate fit to lead our nation, and that's Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Sue right, Jake middle, and on the left.
Yeah, I knew I'd win.
Are you saying
What's
something?
really happening over there?
I think you're on mute.
There's no substitute for real gaming fun. Go where fun lives. Old Gaming Wittenberg.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Live real estate auction, Hiles, Wisconsin, November 2nd. Beautiful home with 150 feet of sandy frontage on Pine Lake, selling regardless of price. Colonel Renee Brass and St. Louis Auctions. Take it away, boys. Well, Saul, you're going to be at Lambeau Field next week for the Packers. What are the Texans going to be? They beat my New England Patriots today, but what are they going to present for the Packers next week?
Oh, man, listen. Xavier McKinney in that defense for the Packers versus C.J. Stroud in the offense. Oh, it's going to be a fun match.
Yeah, but that Texans defense against Jordan Love, though, don't forget about that.
And that's another one. You're seeing two good teams, both sides of the ball going head-to-head. It's going to be awesome.
It will be. That'll be News Watch 12 for this Sunday night. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great night, everybody.
At Lakeside Living Design, we've always got something stylish in store for you. Whether you're looking for high-quality custom upholstery, decorative accessories and gifts, or are designing your space entirely from scratch, you'll have a friendly designer by your side, sharing their expertise, helping you bring your unique style to life. So stop by, explore our showroom, and together we'll make your space feel just like home.
Kamala opened our borders and supported amnesty for illegal immigrants, making them eligible for Social Security and Medicare. Their open borders will bankrupt Social Security and Medicare, hurting American seniors. Senator Baldwin supports making illegals eligible for free benefits and voted for higher taxes on Social Security. Now she's lying about Eric Hovde again. The truth, Eric Hovde will always protect Social Security.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for 27 years. They've always taken care of me. But when they asked me to talk to you about their special customer event, Us Days, I said, I gotta get in shape. So they sent me this Hollywood trainer. Oh, this guy's no joke. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Now let's try burpees.
Us Days is back at U.S. Cellular. Current customers get $1,200 off any phone, plus $400 off any tablet.
Choose your local roofing company that understands the value of giving you options that best fit your needs. Overhead Solutions, where local expertise meets quality craftsmanship. We're ready to earn your business. Call us today.
Kick off your shoes, stay right there. Sit yourself down in an easy chair. Max is gonna give us a taste of the outdoor life. We got ducks to hunt and fish to catch. Might even take us to a shooting match. Let's join Max for a bit of the outdoor life.
The Outdoorsman is brought to you by Outdoorsman International.
Connect and subscribe via our social media pages. Welcome to The Outdoorsman. I'm Max McNeely. On this episode, we'll be exploring Tennessee while fishing for bass and muskie. Stay tuned. It all gets started right after this.
Home inspectors, general contractors, roofers. All kinds of pros recommend Leaf Filter. Why? It's engineered for performance. Because with Leaf Filter's patented filter technology, there's no gaps, no openings, no place for debris to get in at all. Leaf Filter is a permanent solution we install on your existing gutters. You'll never have to climb a ladder to clean out your gutters again. Our installation process is simple and easy. Just give us a call and set up an appointment today. We'll come out and give you a free gutter inspection. If your gutters are sagging, we'll repair them. If they're broken, we'll replace them. And if they're in good shape, our local trusted pros will install Leaf Filter in as little as a few hours. And the best part? Leaf Filter comes with a lifetime transferable, no clogs guarantee. You'll never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again.